Our drama team now has been working so incredibly hard on this last production. I'm so very proud of them. I told them that if something were to happen to me tonight, they could put the entire show on by themselves and there would be absolutely no problem. They're a great team, and you will see that in their last presentation tonight. They're very excited to show you this presentation. The lights will be off because it's done by spotlight, so there will be hall lights on, I believe, around, and enjoy the show.
It was so quiet, so subtle. One would only think this type of crime would barely stir a community, although not even a small amount of breaking the law should ever be tolerated anywhere. But Homersville, of all places, is where this kind of crime would never go unpaid.
Good morning, Nancy. Good morning, Nancy. How are you doing on this fine Monday morning?
Morning, Sheriff. I'm doing just fine. How's Mrs. Sands? I heard she won first place at the pie festival this weekend with her strawberry pie. You must be very proud.
Indeed I am, Nancy. She's a fine cook, if I do say so myself. What have we got this morning for the town of Homersville?
Same old, same old. Sarah and Amos spoke to the neighbors up again on Saturday night with the town orchestra, practicing in their basement. Mr. Daniel's cat got stuck up in Mrs. McGrusty's oak tree, but Sammy Davis got it out for him. He climbs that tree all the time. And, oh yeah, Mr. Ralph Bogart called this morning to complain, and I told him he's not letting anyone else use his lawnmower again, breaking the blades. Well, like I said, same old, same old.
Yeah, but that cat on the tree, that must have really caused a stir. Something that big hardly ever happens around here.
Let's just say that this morning, the grocer down at P&L grocery store was still talking about it.
Say, is the coffee ready yet?
Yes. And, Mrs. Creek sent over some banana bread.
Another new recipe?
Sheriff! Those thieves! They took her! The open door just took her! You gotta do something, Sheriff!
Hold on, Farmer Johnson. Who was they and who did they take, for heaven's sake?
Stacy! There are 3 of them! There's footprints and everything! You gotta do something!
Oh, huh. Have a seat, Mrs. Johnson. Tell us what you're talking about. Doesn't matter.
Last night, I went into the barn to lock up and feed Daisy, my cow.
I heard.
Well, I locked her up, and I locked her up good. Well, my poor Daisy.
Go on, Mr. Johnson. What happened next?
That's just it. I don't know. I went to bed last night and woke up to the sound of 3 thieves, I tell you. I just don't know how could I missed it. I think I'm gonna have to sleep in the barn, Sheriff.
Interesting. Nancy, could you take a few notes for us, please? Okay, Mr. Johnson, you said they locked up everything real well last night.
Yes, sir.
And you didn't hear the slightest sound.
Not in my peep.
How do you know that there were 3 of them, you say?
The footprints. There are 3 sets. One set right behind the other.
Are you getting all of this, Nancy?
Yes, all of it.
Well, I guess the only thing left for us to do is to go take a look at the crime scene. Nancy, would you mind calling the Capitol and asking for Detective Williams to help us out with this one?
Sure thing.
Okay. Now, Mr. Johnson, let's go through the steps one more time. You went to bed around what time, you say?
Hello, Claire? How are you? I'm fine. My mother's doing just fine. No, my sister's still working at the diner. No, I don't know who the neighbor is. Listen, I'm calling for Sheriff Sands. We would like you to send Detective Williams right away. We have a crime scene that must be secure. Oh, that's too bad. Who do you have who can work on the case? Huh? Okay, thanks so much. Wait, I'm sorry? No, Claire, it was a strawberry pie that won the prize. Not a pineapple.
see how there were 3 of them, Mr. Johnson. But it almost looks as if they were working all together, one behind the other, but...
I called for Detective Williams, but Claire says that he's sick and can't come. So they're sending someone else who lives close. He should be here shortly.
Thank you, Nancy. Now, as I was saying, Mr. Johnson, there's only one problem I see here.
I'm missing my Daisy. That's what's wrong here.
Well, that's a problem we're trying to fix. But what you'll notice here is that...
Detective Gray reported for duty. How may I be of service?
I'm sorry, Mr. Gray, but we need a real-life detective for this case.
But, Miss Nancy, I am the detective.
Sheriff, this does not look promising.
It's okay, Nancy. Welcome to our team, Mr. Gray.
Let's not waste our time on small business like that. Show me the evidence before us. Someone said something about a cow. Why they put me on these animal cases when I'm allergic to them? I don't know. Go on.
Well, Mr. Johnson here had his cow, Daisy, stolen from the barn. It all happened last night. Now, we have the evidence of these footprints left behind by the thieves. But what I was just about to share with Farmer Johnson is that there seems to be something missing here. As you can see, here we have...
A robbery! This is what this appears to be. I have cracked the case. Something has been stolen from this man, and it must be returned immediately.
Are you joking? He just said that.
Now, Nancy.
Yes, Nancy. Leave this case cracking stuff to the experts. Well, I know what I'm doing. The rest of you can follow my lead. So let's begin with the accounts of what happened. So tell me, Farmer Johnson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Well, do you know anyone who could have stolen the cow? Or anyone who could have mistaken the cow for theirs?
No, sir.
Okay. What did your cow do all day? How many times did she move? Does she have any particular spots shaped like a daisy we could identify her by?
No, sir. She's just a plain cow. Yesterday, let's see, she...
Look, Detective Gray, I don't by any means want to overpass your obvious skill of precision to crack these cases, but I think we should take a look at the prints to start with.
Well, if you would like to start this whole case backwards and miss the possibility of catching the thief before it's too late, go right ahead, Sheriff. But I will not be held responsible for the failure of this case.
Sheriff, you must be joking. This is preposterous.
Sheriff, my Daisy could be getting further and further away from you as we speak.
Let's all just calm down. We're going back to the only evidence we have, which are these 3 sets of footprints. Now, as I was saying before, there's only one thing missing here.
Of course there's just one thing missing here. Someone smart enough to know that this case won't work without me leading it.
What we're missing here are the blueprints of the cow.
Well, if you would have let me finish, that's what I was going to say.
Oh, there's too much mud here for a cow to have walked out clean.
Well, everyone can see that.
So those must be some pretty hefty men to carry a cow over their head to steal her.
Yeah, but I'm not quite convinced yet. Are you a detective?
Me? Well, I suppose you have a point.
Mr. Johnson, let me think on this for a while. In the meantime, since you have a camera, why don't you go take a few shots of the crime scene for us?
Yes, I have the perfect angle for things like these.
Okay, Nancy, what do I have on my schedule after lunch?
Well, you said you were going to the barber shop, but then, well, nothing really, same old, same old.
Sheriff, could you move out of the way? I can't see the print when you're standing in the way like that. Thanks, Sheriff.
Okay, Nancy. I'm gonna think on this for a while. Please find something for him to do, please.
Yes, sir.
Es el hermano chiquitito de Baby.
Right.
Hello, darling. Lunch.
Claro.
Actually, today's been quite eventful. Looks like somebody stole Mr. Johnson's cow, and he's all upset about it.
He loves that cow. She does make the best milk in town, you know. Why, I just bought some the other day. The price I made in the festival.
Oh, don't tell anybody that. I'll have more on my hands than I can handle if everybody knows that that cow has something to do with Saturday's winning pie.
Well, can you find out who it was?
No, I called for a detective from the Capitol to help me out.
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go ask around to see if anybody knows anything. Cow's a big thing to steal. Can't be that hard to find.
I know you'll get to the bottom of it. I sure feel bad for the Johnsons, though.
Yeah, I just can't seem to figure it out quite yet.
Yes, it was much more difficult a case than the sheriff could have imagined. He wasn't going to tell the town that he couldn't figure out this one, and he certainly wasn't going to go back and tell Mr. Johnson to forget about the cow that was so special to him and had contributed to the award-winning pie for the Pie Festival. No, this one had to be solved.
I know, he's so handsome. Mother said we'll be perfect together.
I'm not very sure. I hate to tell you, Maria, but I heard he's interested in you. See the way he was looking at her in the welcoming party last night?
Well, that's just because he hasn't learned to know me quite yet.
I don't know, Maria. With all the animals his family has, I think he's very hard.
That is true, but you know what I found out today? He's a detective, a real professional detective. How romantic.
A detective? Romantic? Oh, Mary, you are definitely right. I just scared to pass this house without scary old make me stressed. Sitting on our porch and watching your everything. That'd be enough to scare me away.
Morning, ladies.
Morning, Sheriff.
Ladies, you didn't happen to hear about the Johnson's cow being stolen last night, did you?
Yes, sir. My father said that it must have been someone mighty hefty in the area of Mr. Johnson told me.
Yeah.
Sheriff, you wouldn't happen to know who's working on the case, would you?
Yes, it's Detective Gray. Do you know him by any chance?
A little. Sheriff, I can't take it anymore. He is driving me crazy. Me, I, young lady, am the one holding this case together.
Holding this case together? I've tried to be courteous to this detective, but it's impossible.
It is impossible to work with him. She's not dedicated enough to this case.
Well, you asked me to dress up like a cow, and to walk like a cow, and to moo like a cow, so that you couldn't get a good idea of what the crime scene looked like last night. I have had it.
Oh, I see. Look, Mr. Gray, I don't think we need Nancy to dress up like Daisy to figure out what happened last night. Why don't you head back to the crime scene and ask the people around Mr. Johnson's house to see if they know anything. Oh, and skip the house with the two old ladies sitting on the porch. But I guess you would know that by now, wouldn't you? Mrs. Pokrovsky's your next door neighbor, isn't she?
You mean you live here in Homersville? You mean after this case is solved, you're still gonna be around?
Nancy.
See what I mean, Sheriff?
Nancy, that's no way to create a new neighbor.
It is a very important crime scene, and I'd solve it if she just let me.
Nancy, please try to help him out.
All right, but I am not dressing up as any animals anymore. Let's go.
Bye, detective.
Well, bye ladies. Thanks for your help.
Bye, Sheriff.
I can't believe he's interested in Sandra. It's just mistaken, and that's just so terrible.
Mary, I came for a haircut. I thought you were working today.
Well, Sheriff, I was working today, but I need people to come in for me to work.
Well, I'm people, Harry.
Oh, yes, that's the idea. What's going on now? Like, anything new?
Well, as a matter of fact, looks like somebody stole Mr. Johnson's cow. He's all stirred up about it. You wouldn't happen to have seen or heard anything from the crime, have you?
Well, I did hear Fred Zuckerman say he sure wish he had a fine job like Farmer Johnson's for himself. He's always saying about what he wished he had that was better than everybody else's.
Really? When did he say that?
Well, about a week ago, I suppose. I don't know if that will help any.
I don't know, but it might be worth looking into.
Papa, you will not believe what I just heard. Oh, how do you do, Sheriff?
Hey, Betty.
What is it?
Betty, what's what? I was walking to school with Sarah this morning, and we passed in front of Miss McRoxy's house, just like every morning. But this morning, she was smiling.
Miss McRoxy? What up, old lady? Are we thinking of the same one?
I know. She was so happy this morning, so happy, that she even asked how you and Mama were doing. And she waved at us. Think she might be going crazy. Maybe she's going blind. Because she never smiles. At anybody.
Now, Ben, Mrs. McRoxy used to be a very nice lady. And I don't like you talking bad about our neighbors, especially in front of the sheriff.
I know, but she's so old and so crabby.
Yeah, you should have seen her the other day when she found out that the new neighbors go ahead and eat all her roses. She was so mad. I don't want her to ever get in the way of her. I might never see the light of day.
Harry, did you say the goat had eaten her flowers? The neighbor's goat?
Yep, ate all of her roses. She was furious, Sheriff. And nobody has ever seen the goat eating her flowers, but she swears that's what he did. And she says that if she ever catches him, she'll be inviting everybody to the food.
And she's sure her new neighbor has a goat?
Well, like I said, nobody has ever seen her, but that's what she swears that he just loves.
I see, Harry. I gotta go. Here, keep the change.
Goodbye, Sheriff.
But I haven't even finished yet.
It's okay, Harry. See ya. Found anything new, Detective Gray?
Yes, I think I have it. There's only one explanation for all this. Daisy was taken up by aliens.
He is mad.
Hey, Detective Gray, that smell of hay must be really getting to you. Why don't you take a lunch break and come back in the afternoon when you're feeling better?
Thank you, Sheriff.
Nancy, you got a lunch too. I think it will be better for both of you.
Thank you.
It seems that the pieces should be falling together by now. However, the footprints didn't seem to help anything. There was no one that the sheriff knew that could carry a cow over his head, not even between himself and another man.
Got anything new, Sheriff?
Well, I think I might be getting a hunch as to what happened here, but it's not quite clear yet.
Well, I sure do miss my Daisy. But when Mr. Sherwin gave me one of his from his farm to replace her.
Oh, that was nice of him. But where is it?
Oh, I told my boy to take her out for a walk before I close her up in the barn. I gotta clean this place up. We didn't need the evidence anymore, do we, Sheriff?
I don't think we need the evidence anymore, but I'm not sure I'm through with the case. You go ahead and clean up, Uncle Johnson. Good afternoon, ladies. How are you fine looking ladies in a lovely afternoon like this?
Just fine, Sheriff. How are you this afternoon?
Just fine, Mrs. Williamson. Why, Mrs. Pokrovsky, you're looking radiant today, smiling and all.
Well, I'm just feeling good today, Sheriff, that's all. What's new, Sheriff?
Oh, nothing much.
Got any news to talk about by chance?
Well, if I did, I know that both of you would be more than happy to hear it. You'd just love to talk about everybody around here.
Now, Sheriff, are you suggesting that we are gossipers? We just like to be well informed, that's all.
Yes, I know. No, not anything, little ladies. Just came by to say hello.
Is that the Johnson boy walking around with a cow?
Yeah, I believe it is. What's he walking around with it?
It can't be. Their cow was stolen last night.
Yes, he did have a cow stolen last night. Now, you can't tell me you don't know about all the gossip around here, Mrs. Murkowski.
Well, Sheriff, you know, word gets around. Why is he walking around with it?
Why didn't you tell me about the dogs, Miss Cow Nellie?
That's just a new cow Farmer Johnson got this morning to replace Daisy, the stolen cow. She's a beauty, isn't she?
Beauty? I don't know why he needs another little baby. Soon, none of us are going to have any flash lifter guys.
I'll be seeing you, Mrs. Williamson.
Good day. Oh, I can't believe she didn't tell me about Nellie.
Yeah, I gotta keep this moving and then get ready to head out again. No, but I will soon. I'll be working late tonight. Don't wait up for me. I'm not sure. It could take all night.
The sheriff had quite a hunch for some time now, but would have to wait now for the perfect moment to prove it was true. Tonight would be similar to the night before, the night Daisy was stolen from the barn.
Mami, la vaca. La vaca. La vaca.
Where are you going with that cow, Mrs. Murkowski?
Sheriff, how did you know us? Where were you hiding?
It actually wasn't very hard to figure it out. Hand the cow over, Mrs. Murkowski.
What's going on? Mrs. Zabrowski, what are you doing with my cow? And why is she wearing shoes?
Farmer Johnson, Mrs. Murkowski is practicing her cow. And she saw Daisy too. Didn't you, Mrs. Murkowski?
Well,
You see, Mrs. Murkowski has been telling everybody that she's going to catch that goat that ended up eating her flowers out of her garden for weeks now. But she at one point realized that it wasn't the goat that ended up eating her flowers. It was Daisy. However, she had made her goat stew such a big story around town, she couldn't let people know it was Daisy. So, she decided to do something about it herself.
well, Miss Zabrowski, I'm really sorry about the roses, but I'll sure do with my Daisy back.
Well, I'll only give Daisy back if you keep her out of my garden.
Look, Mr. Murkowski, how about Mr. Johnson helping you to plant some new roses? Now, Mr. Johnson, would you like to press any charges?
Well, no, sir. I think Mrs. Zabrowski has been embarrassed enough. I just want my cow back.
Mr. Murkowski, take those shoes off that cow. Let y'all just go home and you can give Daisy back in the morning.
Some things have exception, and that's just what the sheriff Sam thought was the case for this incident. People do things for themselves instead of thinking about others. So this case was finally closed.
Good morning, everybody.
Sheriff, I heard about what happened with Mrs. McGruffsky stealing Farmer Johnson's other cow. happened? How did you know?
I knew it all along. I just wanted to let you all keep on guessing. So I let me know if we're going really good.
Well, I knew that Mrs. Petrovsky wasn't feeling happy for no reason yesterday. She had cooked up a story about her new neighbor's goat eating her flowers out of her garden.
But Sharon, I'm your new neighbor.
I know, but when I saw you sneezing your head off just by being around the hay in the barn, I knew you couldn't have a pet goat in your house. And I knew there was nobody in all of Homersville that could carry a cow on their head. So, there was only one thing she could have done. She put shoes on the cow. That was the only way.
Well, I say, Sharon, you're mighty clever. Great work.
Of course. They don't give credit to the brains of the operation here.
Look, Mr. Gray, I'm very glad to have worked with you. You did a mighty well work. Right, Nancy?
Really?
And that's why I would like you to start working here full-time, detective.
Really? Yes, we could use someone like me here.
Congratulations, students. That was wonderful. Another round of applause for all the actors and the stage hands. Before you move, students, I know that the students want to say something to Mrs. Faulk, so if you can stand right there, Ms. Faulk.
I really want to thank Miss Faulk because she has been a wonderful teacher and a drama teacher for all of us. And it's amazing how she put all this play together and she could manage for all of us to do an excellent job. And I really think all of you did a very good job thanks to Miss Faulk.
On behalf of the school, we would also like to thank Ms. Faulk. You probably have never heard the title of this play because she wrote it. So you've never heard of this because she personally wrote the entire play. A very talented person. So thank you very much, Ms. Faulk. Great job, students. Ms. Faulk wants to say something and then...
Like I said, Adrian, thank you so very much. It's been a pleasure working with all of you. It's been a pleasure more than anything to see a really good first Lighthouse drama team. I also want to thank, I did not have to feed any of them their lines. They could have put the show on by themselves. It's not me. I just gave a little push and they run with it. I also want to specifically thank the stage hands who ran while you were when the lights were out. They were amazing and they came up with that. I hope that this will be the first of many years to continue drama in Lighthouse. I really appreciate it. It's a really great group of kids. Thanks to all of you too. So thank you very much.